Good morning, JT Goli. Good morning, Fashion Theory. Uh, oh man, the struggle of the nap. I feel that so hard. Solidarity. I actually am home alone right now. My partner has taken our little one out to run some errands, so they are out of the house while I do some yoga. Absolutely glorious. Oh, how are you guys feeling on this gray, dreary morning? Or at least it's gray and dreary here. Hopefully you have some sunshine where you are. Alone time, much rejoicing. Yes, I'm spending my alone time with you guys. Uh, what do we feel like working on today? Do we feel like working on hips, shoulders, back, all of it? Hamstrings? I don't know. What do we feel like working on today? I feel like stretching out the back some. My back is still giving me fits. Slowly getting stronger, slowly deciding to be less of a jerk, but it is taking work, which is annoying. I wanted to just be better now. So we'll probably do some hips and low back. Yes, that does not surprise me at all for you, JT Goalie, because that whole skating thing, I'm sure your hips get real tight and your low back takes the pressure from that. Yeah, so we'll do some forward folding, try to get some stretching on the back, and everything is sore. Wrists, yes, we can absolutely stretch the wrists as well, and yeah, everything hurts and I'm dying. I feel that. Okay, we'll wait another minute or two. See if anyone else is going to jump on, and then we'll start out. So, if you're set up and ready to go, just come to a comfortable seat. Take a moment. Start to become present in this moment. Start to become focused on what we're about to do. Start to draw your mind into the space, into the island of your yoga mat. Let's see. I don't know that I really have any announcements for you guys. There's not really much going on. I am going to attempt to not let my laptop go to sleep today. We'll see. All right. So from your comfortable seated position, hands can rest on the knees. Just sit up nice and tall. Shoulders drawing down the back. Lengthening through the crown of the head. Let your breath be soft, not forcing it to be any particular length, just noticing where you are. Make sure the shoulders are relaxed away from the ears. You can even scrunch them up a little bit, relax them down, scrunch them up, relax them down. Sleep, what's that? Yeah, I know, sleep doesn't exist. We're parents of small children. Sleep doesn't exist. All right, all together now. We'll take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Inhale, fill the lungs all the way up. Exhale. Let's do that one more time. Inhale. Exhale. Beautiful. Let's take the hands, interlace the fingers, making a fist, and we're just going to roll the hands back and forth. So I'm getting a little bit of movement in both directions on the wrists, a little bit of a twist, a little bit of a flex. I'm going to try to reverse that movement. My wrists sound like popcorn. I'm so crunchy. Alright, back to center. You can wiggle the fingers, shake it out a little bit. Take the right hand. We're going to bring the fingers to point towards the floor, palm out. Take your left hand over right at the base, or I guess the top of the palm here, right at the base of the fingers. You don't want to just be yanking on the fingers. You want to get the whole palm and start to press the arm forward until you can get it as straight as possible. So I'm going to give you a nice big stretch up into the forearm, drawing back on the palm, not just yanking the fingers back. We want to pull very lightly, going into your best stretch. And slowly bend the elbow to back it off. Let's switch sides. Open out your left palm, fingers right at the top of the palm there, and start to press the arm forward. Nice deep breaths. And slowly bend the elbow to back it off. I'm going to do the same thing except the back of the hand is forward. Reaching out. Nice big stretch. This is going to get in a slightly different area on the forearm. And bend the elbow to back it off. Switch sides. Back of the hand forward, fingers towards the floor. Try to straighten the arm out as much as you can. And bend the elbow, back it off, and shake it out. Roll the wrist, make circles with the hands open. Maybe reverse those circles. You can make fists and rotate. Reverse. Okay, shake it out. Now you can do any one of those stretches. I am going to try to make it a little bit darker in here so that I'm less washed out. You can see what's going on. So just work on those wrists more. Okay, hopefully that helps. Sunday, I will be not pasty pale and day glow. Hey, look at that. Hello, Cat Cleary. Good morning. All right, coming back to your comfortable seated position. I'm going to take the right hand, go ahead and walk it out, and start to find a stretch through the side body. Keeping the left hip down onto the floor. Your right elbow is soft. We're just going to hang out here for a second. So, you can really start to soften into that side body stretch. And then if you feel okay, take the left arm up and over. This is going to make it a deeper stretch. Now, it does not matter if you're all the way down here or if you're up high. As long as you're getting a good stretch, that's where I want you to be. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Deep breath in. Exhale, lead with the left arm. Bring yourself back up. You're going to walk the left hand out, right hip presses down into the floor. Working out through the arm. Soft elbow, strong arm. Starting to get that side body stretch here. And then you can take the right arm up and over. That's going to change up your stretch. Make sure as you're going deeper into the stretch, you're not letting the hip lift up off the floor. Deep breath in. Exhale, lead with the arm. And bring it back up nice and slow. Beautiful. Shake it out, wiggle it out, loosey-goosey. Let's take the right hand behind, left hand across, gentle twist. Just warming up into the spine. And slowly back to center. Left hand behind, right hand across, find your twist. And slowly back to center. Let's bring the opposite leg in front or on top, depending on how you have your comfortable seat. Some people work better with one leg stacked on top, so just switch which leg is in front or on top. And you might even notice a little bit of a difference in the way your hips sit on the floor. You're going to walk the right hand out. Left hip stays planted into the floor. Soft elbow, strong arm. It's like a tight spring. I'm going to stretch into it. Take the left arm up and over. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Big inhale. Exhale, sweep the arm up to guide yourself back up. Walk the left hand out. Same song, second verse. Soft elbow, strong arm. Right hip is planted into the floor, reaching up and across. Big side body stretch. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Lead with the arm. Coming back up. Beautiful. Take the right hand behind, left hand across. Find your twist. Slowly back to center. Left hand behind, right hand across, twist. And back to center. Shake it out, wiggle it out, loosey-goosey. Alright, let's bring the bottom of the feet together. Knees are wide. Heels are tucked in, but not too far. I'm going to turn to the side. So, from here, first thing we're going to do is try to sit up as tall as you can. Now, if your hips are really, really tight and your knees are up high and it feels like you have to kind of rock back in order to stay balanced, walk your feet forward a little bit. Try to roll the pelvis forward so that you're sitting on the sit bones and not back on the tailbone. You want to try and lengthen up as much as possible here. So find that point where you feel okay. Hands can come to the ankles, and we're just going to lift the knees up nice and high. And then press them towards the floor using the strength of the hips. You're going to feel this activating inside the hip here. Lift up. Hands are not doing anything other than resting on your ankles. Press the knees down. Lift up. And press down. And it's not just a relax down. You're actively using the strength of the hips to start to open up even more. Let's do that one more time. Squeezing up and squeezing down. Beautiful. All right, relax it out. Give it a little rock back and forth so you feel your sit bones pressing into the floor. Let's take a deep breath in, lift up through the chest. Eyes go up. And then exhale, round the spine. You're rocking back slightly. You can even tuck the chin here. Inhale, lift up, moving through the whole spine. Exhale, round. Inhale, lengthen and lift. Exhale, round. Now, if tucking the chin makes it too intense, you can keep the eyes forward. Let's do that one more time. Lift up. Exhale, round. Inhale, go straight up for me. Lengthen through the spine. Sit up as tall as you can and slowly start to hinge yourself forward from the hips. Chest is going to be reaching forward. You're lengthening through the crown of the head, so you're not hunching forward. You're just going forward as far as your body allows. If you want, you can walk the hands forward for a little bit of support. Maybe they're right next to your ankles. Maybe they're walking out. Beautiful. Deep breath in, lengthen through the spine. Deep breath out. Maybe you can relax down just a tiny bit more. Now that lift and lower that we did a second ago with the knees, I want you to do that here. You're going to lift. Notice it's not very far. Lower. Pressing the knees towards the floor with the strength of the hips. Squeeze and try to lift the knees up. Squeeze and press the knees down. Again, lift. And press. One more, lift, press. Now round over the legs as much as you can. Maybe it is the top of your head coming towards the feet. Maybe you're just able to tuck your chin and you're hanging out up here, finding that stretch. Maybe you're somewhere in between. And just relax into it wherever you personally are. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. All right, let's slowly walk the hands in. Take the feet up and together. Let's scoot forward on the mat just a little bit. So your knees are bent up. Your feet are flat. You're going to walk your hands back behind you a little bit. Fingers pointing towards your hips. So this can be a good wrist stretch here. For just a second, you can kind of move around, feel how it feels. What I don't want you to do is turn your fingers out, because this can put pressure on your wrists in a bad way. So as much as possible, turn your fingers towards your hips. You can walk the feet in a little bit. I'm going to take a deep breath in. On the exhale, I want you to lift your hips as high as you can. Reverse tabletop. So a little bit of a wrist stretch, a little bit of a shoulder stretch. Inhale, we're going to lower the hips back down to the floor softly. Don't drop back down on your tailbone. Inhale. Exhale, lift. Inhale, bring it down. Exhale, lift. Squeeze the back side of the body. Your core is active as well. And slowly back down. Make sure your inner thighs are reaching towards each other. One last time. Lift. Lower. Bring the bottom of the feet back together. And maybe walk the hands forward into another butterfly stretch. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. All right, walk it back up. And we're going to do something similar but a little less intense. So, bend up both knees. Walk the hands back. If you can, I want you to just pick up your right foot and cross it over your left knee. If you need to, straighten out your left leg, cross it over, and then bend it out. So your right ankle is above your left knee. It doesn't work if it's below. So maybe this is enough stretch for you. Maybe this is really intense in the hip. Cat Cleary says, oh my God! Yes, it's amazing. I love it. It's good for you. It's a good owie. Well, as long as it actually is a good owie. If it is a sharp pain, if it is a bad pain, then I want you to dial it down or even stop doing it. I never want you to hurt yourself. I want you to find a challenging stretch. I want you to find a good stretch, but I don't want you to hurt yourself trying to get too far into it. Good, thank you. All right, now we're going to lift the knee up towards your chest and press it down. So Cat Cleary, my dear, if this is too intense, you can just straighten out that bottom leg and work here, okay? So press the knee towards the chest, press the knee away. That same hip mobility that we were doing just a little while ago, we're taking it a little bit more localized here. Little movements, intentional movements. We're not just flailing around, we are moving with a purpose. One more time towards the chest, one more time away. Beautiful. I'm going to slide the right leg down and switch over for the left. So if you need to, you can straighten the right leg out, cross the left leg over, bend it up. Finding that stretch, hanging out here. Try to make sure your right foot is about the same distance from you as your left foot was, so you get a symmetrical stretch. Even if you feel like you can go farther on this side, I want you to stay about the same so that the side that you really, really struggle on, you start to bring it in balance with your more open side. Okay, straighten out your right leg and cross the left leg over if you can. You can even, if you need to, dial it down and bring the foot out to the side of the leg instead of on top of. All right, drawing the left knee up towards the chest and pressing it away. Good. And just like Cat Cleary is doing right now, if you have questions or if you can't do something, let me know in the chat. I'm able to see it, I'm able to read it relatively quickly, and I can give you modifications in real time. I want you guys to get as much as you can out of this. Draw the knee up towards the chest, press the knee away. Finding that mobility, working into it, making sure you're not sinking into your spine here as well. You're lifting up through the chest. Let's do that one last time. Towards you, and away. And then we'll slowly uncross. You can straighten out the legs, give them a shake. Shake out your wrists. We've just did quite a lot on the wrists in that direction, so we're going to, stretch in the other direction as well. Take the legs around, come up onto the knees, and let's stretch the wrists in the opposite direction. So you can do this one at a time, or you can do them at the same time. I'm going to bring the backs of the hands down to the floor. Notice how my hips come up off my heels, and then slowly sit back into the stretch. Now, if this is too intense, you can go back to the very first thing that we did with the wrists and stretch it up here. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. All right. Let's get a little bit on the lower back. So we're going to kind of cheat our way into this position. What I want you to do is come forward onto the hands and then just kind of step yourself up to a sort of almost kind of standing. Okay? Soften your knees. Feet can be about hip-width distance apart, and relax yourself over your legs. Ribs are pressing onto the thighs. Hands can be on the floor or on blocks, or if you have a chair handy. Head is hanging down. You should feel the stretch starting in the lower back up here. You can keep the hands on the floor for balance. If you need to, you can widen your stance, create more space. If you want to challenge your balance, you can shorten your stance. Bring the big toes to touch. I like the nice middle ground, feet right underneath your hips. Hands can stay on the floor for balance, or if you like, you can pick the hands up, reach for opposite elbows. Danu Tech, hello, welcome. My left hip just like that. That needs more of it. Yes, JT Goalie, your your side that is grumpy is probably the one that needs it the most. Alright, relaxing down into the stretch. You can let the head hang down, maybe gently shake it no, or gently nod it yes. You can keep the knees as soft as you need to, or you can start to play with stretching the hamstrings and trying to straighten it out a little bit. Hands can come back to the floor for balance if you like. You can deepen the bend in the knees, try to straighten them back out a little bit. Just working into it, more of a dynamic stretch than a static hold. And you're making them do the work. You're making them be strong. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Now find a nice middle ground for me. Not quite straight, not quite bent. You're just soft. Let's walk the hands over to the outside of the left foot. This is going to get a little bit deeper into the left hamstring. And slowly walk it back to center. Walking the hands to the outside of the right foot, getting into the right hamstring a little bit. I'll walk it back to center. Now I want you to pick your hands up to your shins, lengthen through the spine, reach the crown of the head towards the wall. Try to create almost a 90-degree angle here. And then slowly relax back into your forward fold. Again, inhale, hands to the shins. We'll straighten out the arms, lengthen through the crown of the head, reach it out. Exhale and fold. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, hands to the shins, lengthen, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Now if you can get your hands to the floor, great, or grab those blocks if you need to, or we're just going to step back, down to one knee, down to the other knee, and sit the hips back, child's pose. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Walk the hands up, and just come back to sit on the heels. Take a breath, take a moment. How do you feel? Doing okay? And grab some water if you need to. If you're lurking in the background, drop a comment. Let me know you're there. Tell me hi. Tell me what you're enjoying. Or if you have something you want to work on, if you have something that needs a little bit of extra stretch today, then let me know that too. Alright, let's come back to the wrists a little bit. I'm going to come up onto the knees. If you want, you can walk yourself back. Take the, let's do the right leg first. So you're going to step the right leg forward. Kai is super tight in her lower back and shoulders. Alright, we can do some shoulders in a bit. Lower back is really hard to stretch. Really, like it's super hard. But we can work on shoulders. First, we're going to do some more wrists. So we're going to take the right arm and try to tuck it up into your knee. And you're going to lean forward until you squish it. And this is up on the forearm. So I don't know if you guys can see. I'm up on my forearm. My elbow is up against my leg. And I'm squishing my arm in my knee. And you can back it off and start to move that pressure down towards your wrist a little bit until you feel maybe your hands start to curl because you're compressing the tendons and everything. You can back it off, bring it down towards your wrist, give it a squish. By giving it that compression and then releasing it, you're allowing everything to kind of relax and stretch back out after we've put some pressure on the wrists. Let's back it off and work the pressure back up towards the elbow. This is one of my favorite things to do with my circus students. It just feels so good after a class. One more time, all the way up as high as you can. Hey, Danotech, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. Alright, we'll back it off. And we'll just slowly switch it out. So you can bring the right knee back down, take the left knee back up, left arm, and bring it up into the crook of the knee. And slowly squish. A little bonus, you're getting some stretch on the hips while you're doing this, but you're so focused on squishing your arm that you're not really noticing. Well, maybe you're not noticing. Let's work that pressure down towards the wrist. Oops. And then work it back up towards the elbow. My Fitbit does not like this. Alright, let's back it off. Take the left knee back, take the knees wide, sit the hips back, find a child's pose, just hang out here. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Let's walk the hands in. Come up to sit. Oh man. Anybody else's allergies going crazy right now? We've had a lot of rain up here, so now everything is so happy plant-wise, which means I am suffering. There. Come back up to a comfortable seated position. Let's get some stretch on the shoulders. We're going to reach the arms out nice and wide, open up through the chest, turn your palms to face forward or up. And then sweep the arms in front of you, cross the right arm underneath the left at the elbows, bend both elbows, and try to bring the backs of your hands towards one another. So if you look here, you should be able to see it's just the backs of my hands reaching towards one another. If you feel like you've got it, you can try taking your bottom hand, bringing it closer to your face, and bringing your fingertips to the base of your palm. What I don't want you to do is grab onto your thumb. You can dislocate your thumb that way. So fingers to palm, hands should be staying mostly straight, or just pressing the backs of the hands towards one another. If this is still just not accessible for you, all I want you to do is reach for opposite shoulders and try to stack your elbows. Okay. Draw the elbows down towards the belly, wherever you happen to be. Should be getting a nice good stretch across the tops of the shoulders. And then let's slowly lift the elbows up, press the hands forward. Let's get you a deeper stretch. Now, if you can't lift the elbows up, I don't want you to press the hands forward. If you can get the elbows up but you can't press your hands forward, you're still doing great. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Slowly release and unwind. Open out. Reach out. Lift up through the chest. Second side. That means left arm underneath. Cross at the elbows. Bend at the elbows. Backs of the hands reach towards one another. If you've got it, bottom hand reaches towards your face. Fingertips to the base of your opposite palm. If you need to, just reach for opposite shoulders. Try to stack your elbows. My arms are all pretzeled up and so are my words. Elbows pull down away. You're going to get a nice deep stretch across the shoulders. Slowly lift up through the elbows and then maybe press the hands away from the face. If that feels good. If that's not where you are, then, just stay at one of the previous steps. Deep breath in. Deep breath out, relax. Unwind, reach it out wide. Relax it down. You can roll the shoulders a little bit. See how it feels. Check in. Very nice. All right, now take the right arm, stretch it all the way up, and I want you to bend at the elbow. Try to bring your fingertips to your back. Now, I don't want you to really get down in there if it's forcing your head forward. I want you to try to keep your chin level and your chest lifted. The first thing we're going to do is try to reach the elbow for the ceiling. So you're going to feel that lift in the shoulder. Now we'll take the left hand, bring it to the elbow, and maybe gently draw it into a deeper stretch. But again, if drawing it into a deeper stretch forces your chin down onto your chest, I don't want you to go that far. You can also get a deeper stretch by tilting towards the left. So this is an often forgotten part of the shoulders, where you're getting into the tricep as well as down towards the shoulder blade instead of just the top of the shoulders. Come back to center, hang out here for a second. Now I want you to press your right elbow towards the right. So you're going to push it into your left hand, and your left hand's going to resist. And then back it off. So it's like you're trying to push your elbow down, but your left hand's not letting you. Press. Back off. One more time. Press. Back it off, and now slowly release both hands down. Let's take the left arm up, bend at the elbow, fingertips to the back, chest is lifted, chin is level. First, I want you to try and poke the ceiling with your elbow. Notice how that feels. Then we'll add the right hand into the mix. You can very gently draw on the elbow into a deeper stretch, or you can tilt to the right to get a deeper stretch, or you can combine those two. Chin is up off the chest, so as soon as you feel yourself starting to tuck down, back out of it a little bit. Nice big stretch here. Come back to center. Now pressing the left elbow towards the left, resist with the right, back it off. Press. Back it off. Let's do that one more time. Press. Back it off. Release it down. You can roll the shoulders. Shake it out. Muppet flail. Now interlace the fingers behind you. And stretch the front of the shoulders. I want you to try and pull the fist down towards the floor. See if you can work your arms towards straight. Now, you can either have an open grip or even bending at the wrists where you have more space, or you can try to press your palms together. The more you press your palms together, the deeper the stretch, but not everybody has that range of motion. If you're struggling to interlace your fingers at all, grab a towel, a strap, a sock, anything that you can use, a belt, anything that you can use to help close the gap between your hands, holding on the separate ends. Now, just holding this stretch might be enough for you, but if you want, you can try to pick your hands up off your back. Lift the fist up while keeping the chest lifted up. So I don't want you to hunch forward and bring it up. That's not actually adding to the stretch. I want you to try and lift up with the strength. And you might have to open the hands a little bit, keeping the fingers interlaced in order to lift up. It depends on your structure. It depends on if you have any shoulder injuries. And it depends on your strength. Now, I've been talking a lot during this to try and distract you from the fact that we've been holding this stretch. Now we're going to relax it down. You can release the fingers, roll the shoulders, shake it out. I don't know if my distraction tactics actually work, but you know, I try. Okay, how are we doing? Doing okay. Let's get into the hips a little bit more, yeah? Let's swing the legs back around. Come back up to your tabletop position. Palms are under the shoulders, knees are under the hips, soft elbows, strong arms. I want you to try and wrap through the upper arms so your elbows are pointing back. Now, side note here, I want you to think about having the outside edge of your hand in line with the outside edge of your shoulder. Oftentimes when I say palms under the shoulders, people wind up bringing their hands closer together. You want your hands separate in the same distance as your shoulders. You know, spatial awareness sometimes is an issue. I encountered this with someone just this past week. Palms under the shoulders means as wide as your shoulders, not close together. When you bring your hands close together, you put pressure on the outside of your shoulders. So, palms under the shoulders, everything nice and strong. Let's do a little bit of cat-cow here for a second. Inhale. Lift the chest, lift the sit bones. Exhale, round the spine up towards the ceiling. Inhale. This is really great for lower back mobility, a little bit of stretching, a little bit of strengthening. Exhale, round. Again, inhale. Exhale. Come back to a neutral position, and we're just going to step the right foot forward. And you can ooch and scooch the foot forward and walk the hands forward until you can come into a nice big stretch. So this is like that wrist compression that we did a second ago, but without the wrist compression. Drawing the hips forward and down, so we get a nice big stretch on the front of the left hip. Yes, definitely modify with what you've got going on right now. I'm not surprised that it was uncomfortable. So, yes, you should. We're going to talk about that after. Okay? We're going to get in a message and talk about that after. Remind me. Because yes, you should absolutely be careful on that one. All right, inhale. Bring the hips back just a little bit. And then exhale, draw it forward. Come to think of it, for this one, if it's uncomfortable, you can physically support yourself, or you can lay on your back and draw your knee up towards your chest. Inhale, bring it back. And exhale, draw it forward. Let's walk the hands all the way back. Let the right toes lift up off the floor. Lengthen through the spine. Get a nice hamstring stretch here. Walk the weight forward. Take the right hand to the inside edge of the foot. Go ahead and step the knee back. Let's take the knees wide. Sit the hips back. Child's pose for just a moment. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Come back up. Second side. And just step the left foot forward. Ooch and scooch it as much as you need to. Walk the hands forward into a stretch. You should feel that on the front of the right hip, drawing the weight forward and down. Inhale, bring the weight back. Exhale, draw it forward. Inhale, bring it back. Exhale, forward. Let's do that one last time. Inhale, bring it back. Exhale, forward. Inhale, walk the hands back, let the toes lift up, hamstring stretch. Inhale, lengthen and fold as much as you can. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Walk it forward again. Take the left hand to the inside edge of the foot. Step the knee back. Knees wide, child's pose. Sit the hips back. Relax. Deep breath in. And deep breath out. Slowly come back up. And let's take the legs around. And work on the lower back a little bit more. So from here, lay yourself all the way down. Just relaxing down, flat to the floor. Knees can stay bent for a second. And maybe find a little pelvic tilt. Curl the sit bones up towards the ceiling. Press them down into the floor. See how it feels. If you've got a lot of movement there, great. If you don't have much movement there, that's fine. We're working on it. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Alright, draw both knees up into the chest and hug them in tight. You can reach up and try to grab opposite hand. You can bring one hand to each knee. If you need to modify, you can bring the knees out wider than the chest. So we're squeezing them in, maybe a gentle rock side to side here. And then slowly set the left foot down. We're going to take the hands to the back of the right thigh and try to straighten the right leg out. So if that means bringing the thigh away from you and trying to straighten it, or even grabbing a strap, I just want you to try and straighten the right leg. Getting a little stretch on the hamstring. Doesn't matter if the leg's in really far or not. Make sure you're not right on the back of your knee, because that's going to make you bend your knee. We want to be on the thigh. Now point your right toes and then flex. You're going to feel that extra stretch on the hamstring. Point and flex. And point and flex. So relax the right foot. Now we're going to try to hold the right leg where it is, hold it straight, and see if you can straighten the left leg out. Your right leg is going to go point and flex. Oh boy. Point and flex. One more time. Point and flex. You can soften the right leg down. Set the foot down to draw the left knee up into the chest. Get a hold of the back of the thigh. Straighten the leg out wherever you need it to be. Maybe it's not pulling in tight. Maybe it's out a ways. That's perfectly fine. You can even modify with a strap. Point. Flex. Point. Flex. One more. Point. Flex. Relax through the left leg, but keep it straight. Try to straighten your right leg out along the floor. Point the left toes. Flex. Ooh, point. That is exciting. Flex. Who knew such a small movement would make such a difference? Point. Me, I knew. Flex. Relax the leg, bend the knees, set the foot down onto the floor. Let's go ahead and bend the right leg back up. And this time you can kind of windshield wiper the knees from side to side. Alright. Go ahead and hug both knees in tight. I'm going to get that little bit of movement in there. Okay, we're still good there. Alright, I'm going to set the left foot down again. Cross the right ankle over the left knee. Now this should look a little bit familiar. We did something similar earlier in class. You're going to thread your right arm through your legs, pick up your left knee, and either try to get a hold of the left shin or the back of the left thigh. It's up to you. Relax the head down to the floor and find that hip stretch. Now this should feel pretty okay since we've done so much already, but if it doesn't, dial out of it as much as you need to. And deep breath in. Deep breath out. Now, if you can, find that same knee movement that we did earlier, where you squeeze the knee up towards you and press the knee away. It's going to be a very small movement, more of an engagement than a movement. But your right knee is going to try to draw towards you and draw away from you. Now, if that's too much, if that's too intense, you can set your left foot down and work within that space, drawing towards you and drawing away. Let's do that one more time. Towards you and away. And let's slowly switch sides. Set the left foot down, uncross the right ankle. The left ankle crosses over. Left hand will thread the needle as you pull the right knee up into the chest. Try to catch either the right shin or right thigh. And gently draw it in. Head relaxes down. You can hang out in stillness or squeeze the knee towards you. Press the knee away. Squeeze. Press. Using the strength of your hip, squeeze. Press. Couple more times. Set the foot down if you need to. If this is too intense, you can always back out of it a little. One last time. Towards you. Away. Slowly release the legs. Set it down. Uncross the ankles. You can find a little windshield wiper side to side or just the pelvic tilt forward and back, whatever feels better to you. Alright, how are we doing? Pretty good. Let's take the left leg, straighten it all the way out, draw the right knee up into the chest, left hand will get a hold of the knee and gently bring it across the body down towards the floor. You want to try to get the left knee down onto the floor even if your right shoulder lifts up. Reach the right arm up and slowly float it down towards the floor so you get a really good solid twist. And deep breath in. Deep breath out. Wringing out the spine, stretching through the whole lower back. You might even feel this stretch up higher in the back. It depends on you and your structure. We'll slowly bring it back to center. Set the right foot down to bend up the left. Switch sides. Straighten out through the right leg. Draw the left knee up into the chest. Right hand guides the knee across the body down to the floor. Left shoulder can come off the floor. Reaching the left arm up. And slowly opening out wide. And deep breath in. Deep breath out. Trying to relax into the stretch, soften into the stretch. Take one more big breath here. Slowly bring it back to center. Set the left foot down. Bend the right leg up. Pelvic tilt if that feels good. Now you can either roll to your side to come up to sit, or you can get a hold of your knees, cross your ankles, rock yourself up to a seated position. Come into just a comfortable seat. Sitting up nice and tall. I'm going to stretch the neck a little bit before we finish up. So just sitting as tall as you can. Let the chin come down to the chest. The spine is still long, shoulders still melting down the back. And then gently roll the right ear over towards the right shoulder. Chin down to the chest. And left ear. Chin to chest. Right. Center. Left. Center. Bring the chin back up to level and just look to the right as far as you can. Through center, look to the left. Right. Left. Come back to center and draw the shoulders down the back. We'll take 3 deep breaths together to finish out the class. Take a big inhale through the nose if you can. Big exhale from the mouth. Again, great big inhale. Great big exhale. On this last one, inhale, circle, sweep the arms all the way up. Let the palms touch overhead. Exhale, draw the hands down to the heart center, sealing in your practice. It's been my pleasure to guide you today. The light in me honors and acknowledges the light in you. Namaste. All right. How do we feel, guys? Shoulders, hips, back. How does everything feel? How are we doing? Pretty good? Let me know in the chat how you're doing. If you have any questions. Stretched and good. Awesome, Cat Cleary. I'm glad to hear that. So happy Mother's Day to all of you mothers who are joining me. And, you know, I hope you have a fantastic time tomorrow with your families if that's available to you. I know several of you still have wee little ones. JT Goalie. Oh, yeah. Good. Oh, thank you, Cat Clear. This is actually my first official Mother's Day with my child on the outside. And we're gonna have just a little bit of something, nothing too insane. But I'm looking forward to getting to celebrate and be part of this amazing club of incredible, strong, powerful women. Yeah, other than that, I think I'm going to start trying to do some other streams during the week that are fitness related, because the craft streams are just not really doing it. So I might be trying to do some more intense fitness streams, and you can always catch them after the fact. You can catch them on my YouTube. Fashion Theory feels better. Thanks for a great class, and happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to you too, darling. Squeeze your kiddo for me. Yeah, if you really liked today's class and you would like to support me, one of the best things that you can do is actually share. Share my videos, share my Twitch channel, share my YouTube, share my Facebook, don't share my Instagram. I don't really do much with that these days because there's just so much. But share the videos, tell people about it, invite people to classes, and help me build this community. That is the best way you can support me. If there is... If you would like to do more than that, I do have a virtual tip jar in the About Me section on Twitch here. You can also find it floating around my Facebook page in the events. I also have a Patreon. You can become a patron. That allows me to continue doing these weekly classes, that allows me to continue doing this and even get some exclusive content as I'm able to record and edit, which is really hard to do with a 6-month-old. Or if you want to just throw some happy my way, my Amazon wish list is also listed in the About Me section here. The Mindful Spoon Yoga, you can find me on all of the various things that way, or Fit Strong Fairy Mom, you can find me with that. Other than that, hopefully next Saturday will be a thing. You know, I try to do this weekly, but sometimes life happens, and I do try to always let you guys know one way or the other. I'll try to make the event page a lot sooner, or actually at all, for next week so that you guys can share that around and invite your friends. You can invite them directly on the event page, and that kind of makes it show up on their Facebook a little bit more. But as always, if you have any questions about anything, you can drop me a message here or on any one of my social medias, or if you know me IRL, you can send me a message, and I'm happy to try to help you guys figure it out. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, great rest of your weekend, and I will hopefully see you guys next week. All right, bye.